Hello, this is composer Randall Standridge, and I would like to welcome you to the first supplemental video for Starfire Fanfare. The main objective of this piece is to teach young players to play in 6/8 time. So this first video is going to be us explaining what 6/8 time is and kind of all of the fundamentals you need to know to be able to operate in this new meter. 6/8 time, the 6 on top tells us that we will have 6 beats per measure, and the 8 on bottom tells us that the 8th note, not the quarter note, will receive 1 beat. Let's take a look at a rhythm tree and see how this changes everything. So here we can see the standard rhythm tree starting with a whole note, going down to 2 half notes. Each one of those divides into 2 quarter notes, which divide into 2 eighth notes, which divide into 2 16th notes. And I have placed the value that 6/8, the 8 on bottom, would give each of these notes. Because again, the 8 on the bottom means that the 8th note, not the quarter note, would receive 1 beat. So if the 8th note receives 1 beat, the quarter note receives 2, the half note receives 4, and the whole note receives 8. But for 6/8 time, we need to take this a little bit further. One of the things with most meters that have an 8 on bottom is that the notes are not grouped in groups of 2 like we're used to, seeing 2 eighth notes together or 4 eighth notes together or things like that. Most time signatures that have an 8 on bottom are grouped into feelings or groups of 3 notes. This is very, very important for 6/8. If we look at the rhythm tree in front of us, we know that each of the eighth notes will receive 1 beat, as indicated here. 3 of these will equal a dotted quarter note. We are going to see a lot more of these than we will see regular quarter notes in 6/8 time or any time signature with an 8 on bottom. And then going up from that, a dotted half note will receive 6 beats, and a dotted whole note would receive 12. So this idea of multiples of 3 becomes very, very important in 6/8 time. So to recap, because this is the most important thing you can get out of this, each eighth note, a note that has 1 flag or 1 stem, receives 1 beat each, and they will usually appear in groups of 3 or some type of variation of that. The dotted quarter note will receive 3 beats, and you will see quite a few of these. The dotted half note will receive 6 beats, and a dotted whole note, if we were ever in 12/8 time, would receive 12 beats. So this is the most important part of this lesson. Thank you for joining me for this brief description of what 6/8 times means. I hope it was informative and helpful. In our next video, we will be taking this and looking at some actual rhythms and rhythm vocabulary. So I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, peace, love, and music, and see you next time.